All right. So you believe in Christ? You believe in God? All right. So what holiday did you celebrate? Christmas? You did. What's Christmas about? It's about Christ's birthday. You say? So that's what the churches teach too, huh? You been in church? When the last time you been in church? You ain't been in church. What about your mother, your grandmother? They go to church. So in church they celebrate Christmas. Okay, so what about Christmas trees? So I want to go in the Bible, get straight to the point. Give me Jeremiah 10. I'm going to show you how God feels about this and what he's telling us not to do. Because today you're going to find out this Bible is your history book. This is not an everybody in the world book. This book only belongs to a specific race of people. On this sign, you were just looking at the sign. What do you call yourself on this sign? On this sign you were just looking at. Would it be African American, Jamaican, Haitian? African American. So in the Bible, your name would be Judah. The same tribe that Christ come from, where they say they celebrate Christmas about, right? So this is a captivity that we was in the Bible. In the Bible, we went to different captivities for disobeying God, right? We went to slavery here as well, right? In America, right? You familiar, right? So now, let's see, this is before Christ was born. Let's read this. Give me that.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 2. Thus said, verse 1, hear ye the word which the Lord hath spoken unto you, O house of Israel.
So God is talking to a specific nation of people real quick. The children of Israel, you hear it? He's talking to these 12 tribes, Black, Hispanic, Native American. Watch this.
Thus said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
So the heathen are different nations that's recorded in the Bible too. This book is only to the children of Israel, all right? So he say, don't learn the ways of the different nations around you. When you look around you, you got the Chinese, Arabs, right? You got different Africans as well, right? And the Caucasian race. You say what?
Learn not the way of the heathen.
Don't learn their ways, read.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
So God gave the heathens to worship rocks, moon, the stars, right? Zodiac signs. I'm a Virgo, I'm a Sagittarius. Those are things that they worship. You understand that? But watch this.
For the customs of the people are vain.
So vain mean it don't mean nothing. What am I gonna worship a rock for? What am I gonna worship the sun for? And I know it's a one true God who made it. Read.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
So this is the point I want you to lock into. Pay close attention to what it's saying. Read it again.
The work of the hands of the workman with an axe.
Hold on, go ahead. So I want you to pay attention to this close point. Emphasize what I want.
For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
So we talking about a custom. Well, a person cut a tree out of the forest. Read.
The work of the hands of the workman with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold.
So now, hey, my sister, hold on real quick. That's all right? So it say one cut a tree and decorate it with silver and gold. What is that going into? Think about it. What song say silver and gold? What do we put in our house and deck it with silver and gold? Read it again from the top.
For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
So now it's talking about what's cut out of the forest. A what? A tree. Now we talking about Christmas. So we have trees for Christmas, right? God said that's vain, but read.
The work of the hands of the workmen with an axe. They deck it with silver and with gold.
They decorated with what?
With silver and with gold.
What's that talking about? What's decorated with silver and gold? It just said a tree. A tree, right? So in Christmas time, do they put trees in the house? So what does the Bible just say about that? Should we do it or not? We shouldn't. So if we're going to church and we worshiping God, why are we doing this specific custom? You think about it, right? So that's not of God. That has nothing to do with Christ. Right. You understand that? So today you just learn one thing. Give me Colossians 2:8 real quick, because this is very important. Let's say, because think about it. It's a lot of high crime around this time of the year because young men want what? They want, I ain't got nothing for Christmas. I got to get it. They start doing strange things like stealing, robbing. What you say? What you think? But they do it though, don't it? They should go out and get it. But since they into this custom, they snared in it. Read.
This is the book of Colossians, chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of the world.
So this is a tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, what the world do. But it's not after.
And not after Christ.
But it's not what?
Not after Christ.
So the Bible just lets you know that this tradition is not after Christ. It has nothing to do with Christ. You understand that? So real quick, they say this is whose birthday? Give me Luke 2 real quick. So you say this is Jesus' birthday, but you're finna learn today that all this is a lie. This has nothing to do with our custom. This is made up. This is something that God is against. Okay, so first, right now you learned about Christmas trees, correct? What did the Bible say? Should we have Christmas trees? No? Okay, all praise. You're correct. That's what the Bible said. No. Go ahead.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 2 and verse 7. And she brought forth her firstborn son. And
how long y'all gonna be up here?
Verse 41.
This last one.
Now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. And when he was 12 years old.
So now the Bible specified, it shows when Christ turned 12 years old at what time of the year. And this year is not winter. So this right here is a lie. Before you go on the road, I want you to learn this, all right? This is your history book. We can't keep walking around and lost. That's why when you look around, we're in captivity. What neighborhood you from? You from Rising Women, Orange Grove. Is the projects towed down today? What did they care about we stayed there? Or did they demolish and spread us everywhere? And then we celebrate their customs. We the ones struggling. But guess what? Because we are the children of God. But since we love God and want to serve man, that's why we struggling. But hold on, listen to this. I'm going to let you go.
And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast.
So our custom is to keep the feast. Which one? Come on.
And they had fulfilled the days. 41. Now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover.
So the Passover is in the springtime, all right? So that's what we're supposed to keep. That's our custom. Remember the scripture said the customs of the people are vain. You understand? So our people in heavy idolatry, they hate God. When it comes to correction, they don't want to hear it. They want to stay in sin. They want to stay lost. Deuteronomy 28 and 47. So now, since we love to stay on that path, God said, I'm going to turn my ear to you. You're going to stay struggling. It's going to stay single-parent homes. You understand? It's going to stay high violent. Young men are going to go to jail. They're going to go to prison because they're trying to rob and steal for this one particular day that means nothing. Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God.
Because we ain't serving God, but we serving vain things. We serving idols. To bow down and put a gift under a tree and lie to a child and say, hey, a man's coming down the chimney. Is that not vain? Is that not a lie? That's a lie, right? Because you go to work and you go get these things. And you lie to your children. But this is what God say, read.
With joyfulness and with because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things.
For the abundance of everything we're supposed to serve God, read.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemy.
Serve who?
Thine enemy.
Our friend.
Thine enemy.
So now, jump down to 68, right? It says we're going to serve our enemies. You been in school. You been in school, right? You remember Black History Month? You ever, what slave moves have you seen before?
I don't really watch it because I don't like how they treat
It's rough how they treated it.
I don't like watching it. I can't name no black.
Job 8:8, whole that Job 8:8. Right? It's terrible. I hear a lot of people say it's messed up. They hang us. Look at this. They whip us. They burnt us. They raped our women. They even raped the men. It's hard to look, right? But guess what God said? In order for us to remember ourselves of who we are and what we must do to get back on top. Watch this.
This is the book of Job, chapter 8 and verse 8. For inquire, I pray thee.
He's saying inquire means ask about. Search these things out. Read.
Of the former age.
Of the past. Ask about the past. Ask about your history. Who are you before slavery? Who are we? That's all we know. We were slaves once upon a time. Who are we before we were slaves, my brother? Read.
And prepare thyself to the search of their father.
My brother, God said prepare yourself to start searching who you were before slavery. You familiar with slave movies?
Yeah.
Name some slave movies you seen.
12 Years a Slave.
12
Django,
years.
Django.
Django. You see how they did our people? Now, I got one question. Who are we before slavery?
God people.
We who?
God people.
We're going to show you out the Bible. Go back to read that one more time. This is what God wants us to do as God people.
For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of thy fathers.
Prepare yourself to search who you were. We're God people, meaning guess what? We had fathers. Right. Abraham, right. Isaac, right. Jacob. We are the children of Israel, us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Come on.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So now, my brother, in the Bible, you're familiar with Egypt. Moses, let my people go. You familiar with that? He parted the Red Sea and we walked through the sea. Read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So the first time we walked into Egypt and we went into captivity by those Egyptians. So he said this time you'll go to Egypt by what?
With ships.
What was the transportation that we came on this side of the earth on? What was it? Ships. You see that? Look at this sign. This is how we were stuffed on those ships. Look at this. Don't turn your head from this because this is how you remember yourself. In order to repent, he said you must remember who you are. The people in the school want to get rid of history so you can say we all the same people. We all are one. Remember our atrocities, 9-11. Remember that. Remember Pearl Harbor. But forget you went to slavery. We raped and robbed your people. Forget that. Hold on. So we went to slavery on ships. Come on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
So now, your enemies did this.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord